all the best auditions have a couple of things in common. Hi, I'm Kyla. I work in casting at Nancy Hayes Casting, and we have been doing this for a long time, and we have started to figure out a pattern of some of the things that work really well in auditions and some of the things that are not so great. So let's get into these commonalities that we see in the best auditions and in the people who consistently book jobs. Number one, the audition needs to be about you. So a lot of actors, especially when they're starting out, feel compelled to try to overcomplicate an audition. They'll have a whole bunch of props. They'll really be reliant on wardrobe. They'll have a lot of elements that are outside of their performance. Or they may not yet have a good self-tape setup. So they have a bookshelf behind them. They have a shower curtain behind them. I'm looking at their toothbrush on the side. No matter what, those are all things that are making it not about you. So we need it to be about you. You are the product that we are looking at in this transaction, and we need to see what you're offering. So be sure to make your audition about you. If these props or if these costume pieces or if trying to create a set for your audition, especially if it's a self-tape, take over from us watching you, then the goal of the audition hasn't happened. We haven't connected with what you're going to bring to the role. We instead have some feelings about this clipboard that you're very attached to. So be sure to make it always about you. Number two, camera awareness. So this is something that comes with time, but it is something that you can absolutely work on between auditions, is an understanding of where the camera is. Actors who are pros have this little piece in the back of their mind that tells them where the camera is. So that means that if they're doing an audition, they're not doing half of it like this. That's not awesome. We can't see your face. We don't know what you're doing. Hope you could hear me. I turned away from the mic. We'll find out in editing. They also are aware to not block their face with their hands. So something that we see a lot with actors is if they have to hold an item, hold a prop for the audition, they'll do this and then give their lines like that, because like that's how you truthfully look at this thing. But we can't see you. So understanding where the camera is and keeping things from blocking your face, keeping yourself from fully turning away from camera. Now, this is a fine line because if you're auditioning on camera, you're auditioning for film and television, that means that you are able to turn away much more so than you could in something like theater. It's not a cheat out medium the way that theater is. But when you're auditioning, you have to know where the camera is, and you have to understand that we do not have the tools to go follow you and make sure that we still have you in our shot. So keep camera aware, and by that same token, keep framing aware. Understand where if you walk off, we're completely going to lose you, and be sure to not spend half your audition off camera. 3, clear eye line. This is also something that comes with practice, but that you can work on in the meantime. So many new actors look all over the place because that's how a lot of people truthfully talk when they're interacting with people or when they're just going about life. But any slight eye movement reads very big on a camera. So even if it's really not that big of a movement up and down, it's going to look like your eyes are all over the place, and it's going to become something that we watch. And psychologically, it feels like you're flighty or ungrounded or distracted when we see your eyes flitting all over the place. So again, it's a fine line because you don't want to stare down the camera because that is its own interpretation. But you want to have your eyes not wandering all over the shot. And if you're speaking to one person, you need to lock in where that person is. And if you're doing an audition where you don't have a physical person in front of you, you need to pick a point that is that person and lock in on that being their eye line whenever you talk to them so that you can give us the taste of that clean eye line that we would expect from when you were on set. 4, not apologizing for things. A lot of times when we would have an actor for an in-person audition, they would feel the need to get ahead of us disliking something by calling it out and apologizing about it. So for instance, just there, I screwed up my words. I said apologizing it instead of apologizing about it. A lot of actors would go, I'm sorry I screwed up my words at the end of that sentence there. I know the lines. And they would feel the need to call out an error that wasn't a big deal. So if something like that happens, if you misspeak slightly, or if you get a little bit jumbled and then you get back on track and it's not audition detrimental, don't then finish your take and call it out. Instead, roll with it like a pro. Professional actors, ones who have been here a whole bunch and done this a whole bunch, are comfortable with things going wrong and with righting the ship. Now, if you're doing an in-person audition and let's say the lines just disappear from your head, they're just gone completely. First of all, you should have a script ready to go just in case of that happening. Even if you think your lines are as cold as they possibly could be, you need to have a script. But if that happens, it's okay to go, I'm sorry, I had a total brain fart. Would you mind if we start fresh? And they'll go, yep, no problem, we'll start fresh, and you can get that first take over again. However, you can't become the person who is always asking for fresh takes. So only do it if things are so detrimental that everything fell apart. But otherwise, just get it back on track and just roll with it. I've found that the most professional actors, even when they have a full brain fart, they lose all their lines and everything falls apart, they still keep on track and they still get it going and they still are back on it almost to the point that you wouldn't even know anything happened. And they definitely know to not tell me something happened. Number 5, they don't make a meal out of a moment. So I'm going to use this phrase a lot, and in my coaching I use it all the time. But one of the most common things that we see with actors who are a little less experienced is that they want to prove what good actors they are. Often they come from formal training, you know, they've been in a conservatory program for 2 years, or they did an MFA, or they did, you know, a large formal training program, and they want to prove that they're good actors, and they want to prove that they got their money's worth, and they want to make a fantastic impression, and they want to be good. So if we bring them in for a small role, like a co-star or one-line moment in a commercial or something, they often will ham it up in a way that's inappropriate to the world. So instead of understanding that they are a puzzle piece that is serving a larger picture, they show you how much of an actor they are. So they make a really out there choice, or they want to show you that they can cry, or a lot of these things that are kind of superficially viewed as signs of a good actor. They want to be sure that they're all packed in there so that you can see it, instead of understanding that the goal of any role is to serve the larger piece, to serve the whole puzzle. And so one of these small co-star roles or a single line in a commercial, you're serving to enhance the world. You are there to make this feel like a real place that has been lived in. And the compulsion to make a meal out of those moments is going to pull the audience out of it. We're not going to feel like we're watching real people actually living their lives. We're going to feel like we're watching an actor hamming it up. So understand the role that you are auditioning for and serve the greater picture, and as much as you can, resist the urge to make a meal. Actors who understand how the ensemble works and know how to fit into those roles are the ones who leapfrog ahead of the ones who are really trying to prove their acting chops. It's fantastic that you have great training and you are going to get a chance to showcase this, but early in your career, a lot of those roles you're going to be going out for are smaller, and that is your time to show that you understand the entire production and the scope of where you fit in, and not just that you are an actor who is eager to prove that you are an actor. I hope that helped. We see actors from all stages of their career, so we really have gotten a good understanding of what makes an actor who's done this a whole bunch versus what marks an actor who might be newer to this or not yet comfortable in all of these things. So hopefully this can help you move forward a little faster and shake some of those bad habits and move into that tier of actors who have been doing this a long time and know how to own a room.